Hi, and thank you for joining us here today at Tax Talk UK, where we talk about all things tax and other important aspects of working for yourself, running a small business. So we've been asked about a few things to ask. Is this a scam? I've had this text or this email or this phone call. How do I know if it's a scam? So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Before I do, if I could please ask you to take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you'll easily be able to refer back to this information should you need to, as well as finding other useful information on a whole host of topics aimed at supporting you in your self-employment. If you want to be notified as we upload new videos, then you should also turn on the notifications on your subscription. So back to scams then. So it seems whichever way we turn, every communication method available, we have to be so careful all the time to check that that somebody's not trying to scam us or to get details in order to steal our money or our assets. Some of the methods are really quite clever, and you can understand entirely why people or how people manage to be taken in by these things. So that's why I was pleased today to be able to talk a little bit about this, to make sure that you really are questioning everything, to absolutely to make sure that you don't fall victim to a scammer. So the first thing to say on this, that if you have fallen victim to a scammer, please do report this to Action Fraud and also to the police. If you've given, for example, somebody your bank details, or any other sensitive information that you think they may be able to use, or that they have taken from you, not for what you thought you were giving, then if it's your bank, please contact your bank immediately. If it's some other details, please contact the person or the company or the organisation that you feel your details have been compromised. If it's some sort of online login, immediately you should change your password, even if you're not 100% certain. If there's any doubt, then please, the quicker you take action, then the less damage that can be done. So obviously lots of different ways that scammers try to trick us. So it may be a phone call, an email, a text message, for example, of course, social media as well, WhatsApp, all of these different messages. Literally every type of communication you should be questioning, and you should always have in the back of your mind, is this genuine? Of course, the scammers know how to sort of just push a little bit beyond into your curiosity, as, oh, what if this is genuine? So if you're not sure, then check it out. But don't check it out by any of the methods that you've received. So, for example, if you receive a phone call purporting to be from HMRC, and you say that you want to check, you want to call back, and they give you a phone number, obviously don't call that number. Look up yourself the number for HMRC in that instance and call back directly. The same for your bank. If you can, if it's available for you, even use a different phone. Lots of clever and worrying things that the scammers can do these days. If you've been emailed links, do not click on the link, or texted. Do not click on the link if you aren't 100% certain. So that could be what we call a phishing. A phishing attempt where the person's trying to get your details in order to access your bank account, for example, or some other accounts, or to actually steal your identity. It could just be a fake payment that's been requested. So a common one that's been circulating is that you've got a delivery from a courier that they've not been able to deliver, and you need to pay normally a small amount, and of course this is intentional by the scammers, because the smaller the amount, the least likely someone is to question. So all of these things, just be aware, especially if it's something that you're not expecting. HMRC are aware of a lot of attempts to scam people, either by phone call, email, or text. For example, telling you that you are due a rebate, and of course automatically your instinct is to think, oh, that's great, yes, I'll just do whatever I need to get that. But you can always check on your personal tax account and with HMRC if you think there's any chance that you are owed a rebate, or just call HMRC, call the relevant helpline. Again, look at the details independently. I can't stress that enough. Please always find an independent way to verify the information that you have received. So these are the types of ways that people might contact you. And we've talked about the importance, if you think that there's any chance you have divulged some information, or you have been targeted and fallen foul of scammers, to take immediate action and report this. So imagine you've just got some contact and you haven't fallen for it. You know full well that it's a scam, perhaps a text, email, or a phone call. So what should you do? So it's easy to think, I've had this text, I know that's a scam, I know that's not genuine, so I'm just going to delete it, perhaps block the number. But I would sort of urge people to just take a moment, for the people that aren't so lucky to identify straight away that it is a scam. And the more that people report these attempts, then the more they can get shut down. The harder it is for the scammers, then of course the less successful they are. And so just you taking the time to report could get one phone number cancelled, which could mean that saves, even if it was just one person falling victim to the scam. It's really easy to report. So Action Fraud, if you look on the Action Fraud website, I shall put in the description, I shall pop the link for you. You can report a whole host of contacts that way. Most organisations have a way for you to let them know directly any attempts to purport to be them. So your bank, for example, you would be able to let them know directly. But for the simple text messages, you can forward those to your mobile phone provider, and it's really as simple as forwarding the message to the number 7726. And that spells spam on the keypad, and forward that to your provider. You should get a response asking for the number that you received the contact from. So if you respond with that, then that gives your provider, it takes literally 2 seconds to do that. If you've had an email, there's just a general, if you can't find the specific email address that the organisation wants it forwarded to, you can report to the general government reporter phishing email address. So these things just take a few seconds, but will help sort of to reduce, and could potentially stop somebody from falling victim. So another thing to be aware of is what's called invoice fraud. So a lot of people have heard about this for sort of big volume or sorry, a high volume transaction, high value transactions even, such as house purchases, when we're warned if we're sending money to the solicitor, make sure that we have received the bank details independently from the solicitor. But this on a smaller scale can apply to any invoice that you receive. So if, for example, in your day-to-day business, you receive and perhaps a message from somebody saying, oh, we've changed our bank details, can you pay our invoice to this new details? Just make sure that that has genuinely come from the business that you're wanting to pay, and they genuinely have provided new bank details. Because of course, if you send a bank transfer and it's gone to the wrong place because somebody scammed you, then it's unlikely that you'll be able to retrieve those funds. So just be cautious if somebody's asking you to pay them for the first time, or if they're asking you to change the bank details. Just takes a second to contact your supplier just to double check that you are sending them to the right place. So some places that you can get more information, some more support, and check out some specific things that are happening at the moment are Citizens Advice, Action Fraud, as we mentioned already, the National Cyber Security Centre, and I'll pop some links in the description of this video for you. So please do stay safe, really keep aware, and hopefully you won't fall victim to any scammers. If you do, please do report this to Action Fraud and the police. And as I say, if you've got any details that are compromised, immediately discover. You should straight away be contacting the organisation to sort of minimise any potential impact or any damage that the scammers can do by having access to your information. So I hope this has helped you just to sort of like generally be cautious, be aware of scammers. And as I mentioned earlier, if you could take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.